So, ladies and gents, we're fast approaching the release of The Flash, and we're getting, I guess you could call this somewhat damage control. I mean, it kind of is, but it kind of isn't. Now, this is just to mitigate any of the naysayers that are not happy with respect to Zack Snyder's DCEU sort of being scrapped, so that's what this is. And then there's some elements about Ezra Miller as well. So these are very particular. These have obviously been passed down from David Zaslav, and they're interesting to cover because they're sort of footnotes, they're, sort of headline grabbers, and that's why, the director has been sort of sent out to say these things. And it's just interesting, This movie cost absolutely bonkers money. Like, absolutely bonkers money. I don't know whether it will get a sequel. I think one of these... I mean, this movie particularly is... it's on the precipice, isn't it? Because, of course, they're scrapping the DCEU, whatever you want to call it now. And this is a layover from that. So, I do wonder. And I think, as well, potentially, maybe there's an element of people just not wanting to go and watch this because of that. Because it's a layover from the old thing, and maybe it's not going to continue. Now, I don't know whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, personally, but I wonder if there's an element of that and whether people sort of agree or disagree. Now, again, this movie will do well, numbers-wise. Absolutely it will do well, numbers-wise. But will it, do enough to warrant a sequel? I don't know. What's the price of really bad PR that you get with Ezra Miller? Do you know what I mean? What's the price of really bad PR? So here we have this, the Flash director says the movie honoured Zack Snyder's DCEU and teases a surprising post-credits scene. So you don't want any spoilers, go away now, but it's not really spoilers, to be fair. But this is interesting, because this is a headline grabber. Honoured Zack Snyder's DCEU, but he hasn't watched it. He hasn't watched it. Of all the people to have watched this movie, Zack Snyder hasn't watched it. You'd think if you'd written, and I'm not saying he's the be-all and end-all, but isn't it fascinating how we've recently learned that Henry Cavill's managed to watch it? Tom Cruise has managed to watch this. But Zack Snyder? You didn't want him to watch it? You didn't want him to come out and sing the film's praises? Bizarre. Don't you think that's a very... and this is where I question and call into doubt the other people that they've touted as watching this movie. Because if you were going to ramp up the PR, you'd get Zack Snyder to endorse the film. Because that would get the Snyder Bros on board. Of course it would. Like, it would help anyway. So I thought this was... I just thought that part alone was fascinating. So we have this, right? So, though there are alternate timelines involved, The Flash is technically set in the universe established in Zack Snyder's film, and director Andy Muschietti has now confirmed that this movie is respectful of what came before. I would love Zack to watch this movie, so he hasn't watched it, even though everyone else seems to have watched this. Okay, got it. I think we honoured the part of the movie that he created in terms of characters and characterization and cast, so I think he would enjoy it. You'd think you'd make him watch it, and you'd try, wouldn't you? Apparently not. And so then we have this part, which is just him basically saying there's a whole bunch of surprises in the post-credits. And he says the following: so if you see the movie on June 16th or after, you'll notice that there are a couple of surprises there that we wanted to leave for the release of the movie to avoid any spoilers, possible leaks and stuff. So there's a couple more surprises there, and that's it. We've heard rumours that Nicolas Cage is going to be, well, that was confirmed anyway, that he was going to be in the closing of the film, kind of post-credits, but also not. So I don't know whether this is actual post-credits, but there you have that part. And then we've got this part. The Flash filmmakers address Ezra Miller's behaviour. We have a lot of empathy for people who need help. Well, I do, so far as, they're not causing a great deal of stress and issues to other people, quite frankly. And, this is what I mean by PR. He is a PR nightmare. What's the price of bad PR? Because that's almost what you're guaranteed to get with Ezra Miller at this point in time. So what is the price of bad PR? Well, apparently, it doesn't really matter, according to them. So here we have a statement, and make no mistake, I doubt this is going to get. I doubt he's going to come back anyway. That's incredibly unlikely. But anyway, he said when asked if there was a legitimate possibility of the movie being cancelled, Barbara says, "Not at all. No, that was never real." Wow. So Johnny Depp can just get accused of something, loses everything. Ezra Miller can turn up in court actually in court because he's assaulted people and stolen from them. Nah, don't worry about it, bro. Nothing to see here. Right, okay. Bizarre. Andy then revealed that that he's still in touch with Miller and are in full support of his recovery efforts. We have a lot of empathy in general for people who need help, and especially in mental health issues. That's why he is taking the necessary steps to deal with his recovery, and we support him in that. Now, look, sure, kudos, like, good for you. You know, have a bit of empathy and a bit of compassion, but goddamn, the dude's a fucking menace to society. Like, for goodness sake, seriously, come on now, he's a menace. An absolute menace, and I only have so much empathy for someone that is causing other people very serious issues as well. But then there was this as well, and this is what I mean. Like, there's so many weird PR puff pieces coming out. The Flash supposedly would have been made if Michael Keaton hadn't returned as Batman. Okay, what? So, super strange. So Andy and Barbara were talking to Gizmodo, and they said, we were, of course, filled with blind confidence that you have when you're developing a movie and you get excited about ideas like this. It just pushes you forward. We were all excited, believing that Michael Keaton as Batman would be a great thing in the movie. And also, I think we all believed that he would be excited about it. And he was. And in moments like that, you just have to lean in. As we sat with him at a lovely lunch, we told him that we couldn't make the movie without him. And he boarded the train. Sure. I mean, you're literally selling the movie on him. So, you know, I don't know. The whole movie's being sold on Michael Keaton at this point in time. Oh, it's funny, 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 funny. This movie will do good numbers, right? Of course it will. But will it do enough for a sequel? I don't know. You tell me. What's the price of bad PR? And do you see what I'm saying with respect to the whole nonsense about Zack Snyder? Well, apparently, you know, it honoured him. Okay, sure. Fine. Why hasn't he watched it? You've got Henry Cavill to watch the movie and Tom Cruise of all random people. Tom Cruise, someone not related to DC at all, has seen this film, allegedly. So it's Henry Cavill. Why have you not got Zack Snyder to watch it? It's super bizarre. That would be a big PR push, and that would be really, really helpful for this film, but apparently not. So let me know what you think down below. Cheers, guys. Give the video a like and a share. Take care.